Senior defensive tackle Sylvester Williams is focused now, but he wasn't always that way.
I mean, it was a rough road. The biggest thing about high school is I started off very bad. My biggest problem was I had problems actually going to school. So I also tried to work a job. I had a job, and I would try to work late hours, to try to make more money. And it affected me getting up and going to school every day. So the biggest thing is I started off, and like I said, I had a lot of people that tried to mentor me in the right direction, but at the time I didn't want to listen, obviously. So I would not go to school, and I would skip class. And going into my sophomore year of high school is really when it started to catch up with me, because freshman I kind of got by. I played basketball my freshman year, and I ended up getting kicked off in December for not being eligible for the second half. And I went to school my second half of my freshman year, tried to do the right thing, and I actually passed every class. But going into my sophomore year, I kind of had the same problem, not wanting to go to class every day. And so it affected me, and I played basketball again and got kicked off midway through the season, and ultimately ended up kicking me out of school for the remainder of my sophomore year. And when that happened, it kind of cut me deep, because I took my father to school with me when they kicked me out to try to get me back in school. And when he went to the school, they told me, they said, well, Mr. Williams, we're not going to allow him to come back in school. And so my father, he cried, and, told me, son, I just want you to be successful and do the right thing. And so I think the biggest thing that got me at that point was the fact that he told me, he said, you need to go to alternative school and get your degree. And I told him, I said, no. I told him, I said, that I want to go back to school and earn my degree the right way, earn my diploma the right way.
After earning his degree, the 19-year-old went to work at a truck manufacturing company in Jefferson City, Missouri.
I would say, one time my machine was malfunctioning, and the guy came over and talked to me. And when the guy talked to me, he was about to retire in that March it would have been March 2009. And when he talked to me, he said he had been there like around 30-some years, and he was about to retire. And when I looked at him, I just kind of told myself that I didn't want to be that person. Then I just started thinking a lot. Like, my father worked in the factory his whole life, and I didn't want to be that person that spent his whole life working in the factory and working on this one spot when I knew there was something better in life.
So Williams ended up at Coffeyville Community College, and after 2 successful seasons, he came to North Carolina.
The biggest reason why I chose North Carolina was because when I came here, and I got a chance to meet some of the fans and see the stadium, and then the academic aspect, and then the great players that they are in the past, I feel like they had one of the best defensive lines here. And me, I felt like I was one of the best defensive linemen. I wanted to go and play with some of the best guys in the country, so that's one of the reasons why I came here. In life, I've been through a lot, and I know what it feels like to actually live in the real world and actually have to pay your bills or your own apartment. So I think a lot of guys don't realize that. So I preach to a lot of guys, tell them, life outside of Keenan Football Center, it's a lot harder. You know what I'm saying? You want to prepare yourself, because like I said, at the end of the day, everybody's not going to be best to play in the NFL, and your career can end any day. So you want to prepare yourself and humble yourself for those type of experiences that you may experience in life. And the biggest thing I tell guys, man, work hard and work as hard as you can every day you can, because at one point in your life, you're going to live in the real world, and it ain't going to be as easy as you think it is. Looking back on myself in high school, I came a long way, because I feel like in high school I was a different person than I am, because in high school, my focus was not on my future, it was more on at the moment. I always thought about the moment, like, what am I going to do tomorrow? What am I going to do next week? I thought more about hanging out with my friends more than I thought about school and building the future for one day my own kids that I have myself. So I could say in a sense I was more selfish than I am now, because see, now I care about everybody I'm around, and I try to influence anybody that I shake hands with or involved with. I try to influence the person. I try to influence people that I don't even know, because I feel like I'm a better person. I feel like everything that happened to me for a reason. And if I can go back in time, I wouldn't change nothing that happened to me in my life, because I feel like it made me who I am today.